إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. طيب يا إخوة, we're going to continue with the Kitab al-Siyam min Bulugh al Maraam, book of fasting from Bulugh al Maraam of Ibn Hajar. So today inshallah we'll discuss another hadith relating to Siyam. وأن عائشة رضي الله عنها أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اكتحل في رمضان وهو صائم. رواه ابن ماجه بإسناد ضعيف وقال الترمذي لا يصح في هذا الباب شيء. طيب, حديث عائشة, may Allah be pleased with her, the Prophet ﷺ, he used to put kuhul in Ramadan while he's fasting. Now the kuhul is, well, we all know kuhul we put on the eyes to look beautiful, whatever reason. Now kuhul does not nullify your fasting. Okay? Kuhul does not nullify your fasting. Right? So if you want to put kuhul, nothing to prevent you from putting kuhul. But there's nothing established in the Quran and Sunnah, authentic hadith, which states that you can put kuhul, you can't put kuhul. As Imam Tirmidhi said, لا يصح في هذا الباب شيء. There's nothing authentic regarding kuhul on this, concerning nothing narrated authentic. قال ابن القيم في الهادي روى عنه أنه احتكل وهو صائم ولا يصح. There's apparently the narration which said that Prophet did put kuhul while he was fasting, but again it's not authentic. So there's nothing authentic narration about kuhul, putting kuhul in the eyes while you're fasting. So what do we learn from it? You can put it, you don't have to put it. Nothing to forbid you from that. الجواب okay. أنه لا يوجد عن الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم حديث صحيح ولا ضعيف ولا مسند ولا مرسل يدل على أن هذه الأمور من المفترات. So there's nothing from the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم hadith authentic or ضعيف or even mursal narration indicate that these things like kuhul nullify your siyam. إن الأحكام التي تحتاج الأمة إلى معرفتها لا بد أن يبينها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بيانا عاما. When it comes to ahkam shar'iyya, which the ummah need to know, have knowledge of it, then the Prophet has to explain it to general public. ولا بد أن تنقله الأمة and it must be, and the ummah of the Prophet has to report that as well. فإذا انتهى هذا علم أن هذا ليس من الدين. And if there's nothing such thing established in the Sunnah regarding kuhul, affirmative or negative, then it's not from the deen. It's not from the deen. If Prophet never spoke about it in affirmative or negative, it's not from the deen. So, but it's not haram to put it. It's mubah. It's mubah. والنص والإجماع أثبت الفطر بالأكل والشرب والجماع والحيض. And what breaks your fast, it consists of the scholars that what breaks your fast, drinking, eating, drinking, having intercourse with the wife in days of Ramadan, menstruation, blood, this thing that breaks your fast. As for kuhul, eating, drinking, even if it was authentic hadith, you're putting on your eyes. So it's not a food or drink, kuhul. So here we learn that kuhul is something, the hadith is there but it's da'if. So that's what the answer the ulama has given. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال صلى الله عليه وسلم من نسي وهو صائم فأكل أو شرب فليتم صومه فإنما أطعمه الله وسقاه متفق عليه وللحاكم من أفطر في رمضان ناسيا فلا قضاء عليه ولا كفارة. طيب, this is another topic now. Whoever eat, okay, out of forgetfulness in the month of Ramadan, or drinks, let him continue to break the fast. Let him continue to fast. Indeed, Allah has fed him and drunk him, gave him drink. In Hakim, he said, whoever aftara, man aftara, whoever breaks fast in Ramadan out of forgetfulness, there is no qada upon him, no kafara. طيب. Now what we learn from this is that this is a qa'ida usuliyah that Imam al-Sa'di mentions, that it's very important we understand and realize that nisyan, khata wa ikra. The hadith of Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, that Prophet said that إن الله تجاوز لي عن أمتي نسيان خطأ وإكراه. Okay, Allah has overlooked, forgive my ummah for these three things: mistake, forgetfulness, and whatever you compel. Now, nisyan is something that Allah overlooks, and in the qa'ida, Imam Sa'di mentions, والخطأ والنسيان وإكراه أسقط الله معبود الرحمن, that these three things, forgetfulness or mistake, forgetfulness and compel, okay, Allah has overlooked, the most merciful. He's overlooked. So anything done in Sharia based on these three things, forgetfulness, mistake or compel, Allah Azza wa Jal does not punish the person. Because the ulama says that these three things are not done by intention. Okay, so when you eat or drink in month of Ramadan out of forgetfulness or maybe mistake, or if you're compelled, then your fasting is still valid. Like the reality, you can mention this, the reality that happened to the brothers and sisters in China. They're forced to break the fast when they're not meant to break the fast. So they asked the ulama for fatwa, and they said, your fasting is valid. Ikrah, you're compelled. Subhanallah, Allah Azza wa Jal, Prophet overlooked Ammar when he cursed Prophet ﷺ. That's aqidah, because it's compelled to save his life. Here you're saving your life as well, because they will kill you if you don't break the fast. But kuffar doesn't know that Allah made our deen easy for us. Yuridullah bikum al-yusr. Allah wants ease. Okay, Allah, alhamdulillah, forgave them. So whoever drink or eat by forgetfulness, then let him continue the fast. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. Oh Lord, do not punish us for a mistake and a forgetfulness. Okay, so here the dua al-Qur'aniyya, this is, and in the Quran Allah teaching the believers, this is dua. So if Allah has forgiven us, overlooked forgetfulness, then how is it punishable? And how is that shows that your fasting is valid? It's still valid. So if someone wakes up in the morning and has a whole English breakfast, and then after he has his breakfast, then he said, I'm fasting today. Your fasting is valid. You continue to fast. Because Hadith says, indeed Allah who fed you and gave you the drink. And so this is ni'mah from Allah Azza wa Jal, that person who does such action. طيب. The next hadith, من أفطر في رمضان ناسيا فلا قضاء عليه ولا كفارة. That whoever breaks fast in Ramadan out of forgetfulness, there is no qada upon him, no kafara. Now, again, another issue on that is that if someone has intercourse with his wife in the month of Ramadan out of forgetfulness, okay, then his siyam is valid. The word aftara include, Prophet didn't say man akala wa shariba nasiyan. He said man aftara. The word aftara means having futur in day of Ramadan. That includes breaking the fast. That could happen through eating, drinking, or intercourse. Even monthly period might just start then. So the word aftara is general, okay? who breaks the fast in Ramadan out of forgetfulness, either of the way, he has no kaffara, he has no qada. So if someone has intercourse in the month of Ramadan, okay, out of forgetfulness, then his siyam still valid. And some of the scholars, that's the first opinion, okay, there's no kaffara and there is no qada. This is Shaykh Ruhaili followed the opinion as well, another ulama, that there's no kaffara. Imam Ahmed, I think, here. The second opinion is that he has no kaffara, but he has qada. Imam Malik. He says kaffara is for the sin, but you haven't committed the sin. That's happened out of mistake, so there's no kaffara for you. But qada, you have to do it because you have to make the fasting for the mistake. But it's a punishment if you're asking for the qada, because this happened out of forgetfulness. Okay. So the third opinion is that you have to do both, but this is very harsh. The first, most authentic and jumhur is that you don't have no qada and you have no kaffara, because the hadith is clear. Man aftara is a general term, and the word wala kaffara, that generally refers to intercourse. When you have intercourse with a wife in the month of Ramadan, daytime, you have to give kaffara. But he said wala kaffara. That means that even if you have intercourse, there's no kaffara for you. So this is important principle you have to learn. The nisyan. Nisyan is something, forgetfulness, something that in Sharia we use as a principle to establish ruling for the believers. طيب? So that's the qa'idah. This is the understanding, and this is how it is. The next one is وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال صلى الله عليه وسلم من ذرعه القي فلا قضاء عليه ومن استقى فعليه القضاء رواه خمسة أعله أحمد وقوه دراقطني. طيب, this hadith Abu Hurairah رضي الله عنه reported, the Prophet said that من ذرع القي فلا قضاء عليه. What ذرع mean? غلب عليه القي, the vomit. If vomit comes to you, like in the first Ramadan you might be vomiting, okay, and it came out, okay, and because you had no control of it, that's what dhara mean. You had no control, it came out, the vomit, then there is no qada. You don't have to make up for it. Meaning that continue to fast. Continue, because ghalaba alayk, overpowered you something, you had no control of it. It's not upon your qudra. Okay, you're walking down the road, down the stairs in the morning, suddenly you feel the vibe of vomiting. First Ramadan, it can happen. Then that's your siyam is valid. So this is because you have no control of it. Dhara. وَمَنِ اسْتَقَى, that is the second part of the hadith. If he brings the vomit, he asks, calling the vomit to come out, okay, then he needs to make the qada. Now he's doing intentionally now. Maybe he want to get the vomit out because he want to clear the stomach or whatever, in the feeling well. Then he has to make the qada. طيب. This hadith, I think اختلاف العلماء فيه, scholars differed, but a lot of ulama makes it sahih hadith. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. This is the ayah. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا, O Allah, O Lord, do not punish us إن نسينا أو أخطأنا, for mistake and forgetfulness. That's one of the ayah. The second ayah, ولكن يؤاخذكم بما كسبت قلوبكم, but Allah will punish you for what you intended for. So if you intended for to take the vomit out, you want to break the fast for no reason, you break it out, then you get sinful for it. But sometimes, you want to take the vomit out because you're feeling ill. I want to get this out. You ate and it give you problem in the stomach and you're feeling ill and you're going to become ill. Then maybe you have an udhr to get the vomit out to feel better. But just to take it out for no valid reason, then you'll be sinful for it because you intended for that. So, وَمَنِ اسْتَقَى, if he get the vomit out, then he needs to make the qada. طيب. He said عدم الفطر بالأكل والشرب ناسيا وهو مذهب أئمة ثلاثة وجمهور that if you eat or drink out of forgetfulness, then obviously the ulama says you continue to fast. You don't break your fast, you continue, inshallah. Because we covered that from the previous hadith. Okay? اختلف العلماء في من جامع ناسيا فمشهور من مذهب الإمام أحمد وغيره أن عليه قضاء ولا كفارة. So basically we covered, this is another part of the story, having intercourse with the wife in month of Ramadan. Then out of forgetfulness, then obviously there's nothing on you. If you do knowingly, like the Sahaba did, then he had to do kafarat, but he couldn't do none of them. Allah overlooked. But what about the case someone who had intercourse with his wife month of Ramadan intentionally, but he didn't know he breaks the fast? But ulama says, you can't be jahil, ignorant about that. It's how ignorant can you be that intercourse doesn't break your fast? And the Imam Nawawi mentioned that, he spoke about, can such person have udhr for such cases? He says that if someone living in a land where knowledge is there, he had access to knowledge to find out that he break the fast, and he didn't look for it or didn't search for it, then he'll be sinful for it. There's no udhr, there's no excuse for him, even though he's ignorant. So, give me an example, living in this country, I don't know any Muslims are ignorant about this. Everyone knows this break fast. Say that a couple didn't know it was haram, didn't know you break the fast. They did the act and they were ignorant. But it won't be acceptable for them, because in this country you have masajid, you have phone, you will tell you. You have access to knowledge to find out, does this break the fast? And if you did research, okay, and you find out, then you will be sinful for that, even though ignorant. It's important mas'ala this is. If it happened to a Sahabi, then it can happen to anyone. طيب. So if someone, so we covered that hadith, man aftara fi Ramadan nasiyan fala qada alayhi wala kafara, that whoever breaks in Ramadan out of forgetfulness, this aftara that includes eating and drinking, intercourse, includes all of that, then the understanding is that you have no kafara, you have no qada. Yeah, you don't have to make kafara, no qada, because you've forgotten, out of nisyan. Now, what are the muftirat of Ramadan? What are the things breaks your fast? Al-jima', intentionally if you do it. When the kafara is attached to that, when someone has intercourse with month of Ramadan daytime knowingly, has to give the kafarat, that shows it is a major sin. Yeah. إنزال المني باختياره. So ولو بدون جماع, someone the semen comes out even without intercourse, say istimna, masturbation, does that break the fast? Shaykh al-Albani, Imam Sana'ani, he doesn't break the fast. There's no kafara for it. Why does it kafara? He doesn't. Tamamul Minna, al-Albani had the whole discussion about it. But we shouldn't be doing this. Some people shouldn't be indulging on this. But he doesn't break the fast, according to al-Albani, because there's no kafara for it. Eating, drinking, says break the fast. Nothing to say there's a kafara for someone who does masturbation in month of Ramadan daytime, or there's nothing to say breaks the fast. This is what Shaykh Albani says. طيب. So inzalul mani, semen. Next one is eating and drinking. الإبرة المغذية التي يقصد منها إيصال الغذاء إلى البدن. Taking injection, okay? Taking injection with the intention of nourishment to be sent to your body. That will break your fast. So, injection with the intention of nourishment for your body. You know, some injection, the different type of injection, isn't it? One is for nourishment. That will break your fast. إخراج الدم دم الكثير بحجامة أو القص أو سحبه بمبغض. Basically, taking a lot of blood out through cupping or taking blood out through injection, whatever, pulling out, sucking out blood out. Lot of blood that can nullify your siyam. Again, the hijama does not break the fast. Anyway, only thing we can see is best not to do it because it might make you weak. Ibn Umar, he was doing it, then later on he stopped doing the hijama because the report said that Zuhri said that because that will make you weak. Okay? So nothing to say breaks your fast. خروج الدم الحيض والنفاس, the period, monthly period that nullifies the fasting. Also nifas. Nifas is the blood that comes out after childbirth. Okay? That also breaks the fasting. تعمد القيء, to vomit intentionally. Man ذرعه, if it comes out then doesn't, but if he takes the vomit out by himself, then that will nullify his fasting. So these are muftirat or siyam. These are things that will break your fast. غير مفترات, things will not break your fast. الأكل والشرب والجماع وسائر المفترات من نسيان. طيب, to eat or drink or you have intercourse with out of forgetfulness, that will not break your fast. Alcohol, okay, Shaykh mentioned it here, but alcohol, there's nothing established about alcohol anyway. الإبرة التي يقصد بها الإيصال الدواء إلى البدن. Okay, so this is second type of injection that is not for nourishment, just for medicine, for sake of medicine. That will not break your fast. خروج المني أو المذي بغير اختياره. Now, money and madhi without any choice, then that will nullify your prayer. The money is semen, madhi that comes out through shahwa, okay, desire, and wadi is that comes out when you urinate. But these scholars have different. Ibn Hazm said none of them break your fast because we covered the issue about Prophet kissed his wife, but he was stronger of him. So if someone were to kiss his wife and ejaculate madhi, then scholars say it doesn't break your fast. Some says if the money comes out, it breaks your fast. Ibn Hazm says it doesn't because there's nothing to say it breaks your fast. Tayyib. But the hadith, second part of the hadith says, Prophet is stronger of you in terms of holding the desire. If you feel that it can overtake you, the desire, then abandon it. Because one can lead to another. Tayyib. So these are some of the things that does not break your fast, my brothers. طيب, the next hadith. وعن جابر بن عبد الله رضي الله عنهما أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خرج عام الفتح إلى مكة في رمضان فصام حتى بلغ قراع الغميم فصام الناس ثم دعا بقدح من ماء فرفعه حتى نظر الناس إليه فشرب ثم قيل له بعد ذلك إن بعض الناس قد صام فقال أولئك عصاة أولئك عصاة في لفظ فقيل له إن الناس قد شق عليهم الصيام وإنما ينتظرون فيما فعلت فدعا بقدح من ماء بعد الصلاة بعد العصر فشرب. رواه مسلم. Hadith narrated by Jabir radiallahu anhu that Prophet ﷺ, he came out after conquest of Mecca in month of Ramadan. So he fasted until he came to Ghamim, Qura' al-Ghamim. He said place, makan, yani. Makan, one of the places. So they were fasting. Then Prophet ﷺ called for a container of water. So he wants to break the fast. He was fasting and he wants to break the fast. Okay? فرفعه حتى نظر الناس إليه فشرب. So he drank, he raised the container until people looked at Prophet ﷺ while he was drinking. ثم قيل له, then he was said to him. So he drank and people looking at the Prophet ﷺ, he's drinking the water. He's breaking the fast. Okay? Now, mashaqqa isn't difficult. We'll get the next hadith as well. Then he was said to Prophet ﷺ, Ya Messenger of Allah, there's some people didn't break the fast. Okay? بعض الناس قد صام, they fasted, then they break the water, then they drink the water. Then what did the Prophet say? أولئك عصاة, أولئك عصاة. They're sinful. Now, hadith says, فقيل لو إن الناس قد شق عليهم الصيام. It was said to the verily mankind, the burden has, fasting has become burden on them. وإنما ينتظرون فيما فعلت. They're waiting for what you have done, meaning to break the fast. فدعا بقدح من الماء بعد العصر فشرب. Then the second time they broke it. What it is, my brothers, this hadith is talking about the Prophet ﷺ with the companions. Okay? And you know, in the hadith says, إن السفر قطعة من عذاب يمنعك من النوم والأكل والشرب. Hadith says that indeed a journey is a part of a punishment. It prevents you from sleeping, eating and drinking. It is a punishment. Even flying from here to Saudi 6 hours, 7 hours, it is a punishment. Sitting in economy class, unless you go business class, that's different. So it is a punishment. Sometimes the flight cut off, 7 hour delay, 12 hour delay, all this happens. It is a punishment. Now it's a mashaqqa, burden. So the reason Prophet said that, the reason behind that. Okay? So he drank the water. He expects everyone to drink the water. The messenger of Allah breaking the fast. Who are you not to break the fast? So Prophet said they are sinners. Why? Because they went against the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. This action related to sunnah. Prophet breaking the fast is sunnah. Shows that when the mashaqqa comes, you break it. Okay? Yuridullah bikumul yusr. Allah wants ease, not difficult. Inni bu'ithu dinu samha. Indeed, I have came with a religion which is ease. So Prophet, he broke the fast. He expected everyone to break the fast. And because they didn't break the fast, khalaf sunnah. They went against the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So they say they're sinners. But when the mashaqqa came to them, the siyam became burden for them, they're waiting to do what you did, O Messenger of Allah. You broke the fast. They want to break it now. Okay? So after Asr, they broke it. They drank the water and they broke the fast. What do we learn from this hadith? Is that Allah wants ease for the believers. Okay? Allah did not make Islam burden for the people. Okay? Allah wants you to take the rukhsa, permissibility, which is to break the fast in the middle of siyam. It's not time to break the fast. Because the mashaqqa has come, burden, you break it. Even if you're not traveling, and in month of Ramadan, halfway through the month of Ramadan, you say, it's the hot time. You become ill. You got fever. You break the fast. No, I'm going to continue. No, Sharia says, you break the fast. Allah not burdening you with that. Okay, you do it out of qudra, ability. You haven't got the qudra. You break the fast and make it up whatever you're able to do. Tayyib? Because Allah said, I have made deen burden for you. He wants ease. And the hadith of Aisha, the Prophet Aisha said that if Prophet had a two choice out of ease or difficulty, he will take the easy one. Easy path. Okay? So Prophet broke the fast, and those days you can imagine the heat was proper heat. So anyway, that's what we learn from this hadith, that we take the easy step, okay, not to burden yourself in journey like this, okay. So that's the understanding of the hadith. The next hadith, عن حمزة بن عمرو أسلمي رضي الله عنه أنه قال يا رسول الله إني أجد في قوة على الصيام في سفري فهل علي جناح؟ فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم هي رخصة من الله فمن أخذ بها فحسن ومن أحب أن يصوم فلا جناح عليه. Now Muslim. طيب, Hadith Hamza radiallahu anhu, he said that, O Messenger of Allah, I see myself, I have a strength to fast in journey. They're traveling now. فَهَلْ عَلَيَّ جُنَى, is it okay if I fast? Prophet said that fasting today is a rukhsa for you, allowance. You can fast, you can break the fast. Whoever wants to fast, it's okay. And whoever wants to break the fast, let him break the fast. Nothing wrong with that. طيب. So, now, there's another hadith. There was in Umdah we covered. Prophet and the Sahabas were in journey. The people were traveling, month of Ramadan. There was an individual, he became ill under the, because it was so hot. And he was under the shade and he was sweating. Like he's got fever or something. And Prophet said, what is this? He said, this man is fasting while in journey. He said, لَيْسَ مِنَ الْبِرِّ أَنْ يَصُومَ فِي السَّفَرِ. It is not from righteousness to fast when you're traveling. طيب. So, but this whole hukum تختلف بين الناس, differs among the people. Like Hamza said, I'm strong enough. Okay? If you're strong enough and you can bear it, no problem. But for some people it can be haram, can be makruh. It can be haram for some people that if he travels, it can be burden for him, he can become ill. Then it can become haram for him to fast while he's traveling month of Ramadan. طيب. So according to people it differs. الحديثان يدلان على جواز الفطر في صيام شهر رمضان في السفر. So those two hadiths we have covered is a dalil that you can break your fast in Ramadan. Okay, you can break your fast in month of Ramadan while you're traveling. In middle of the day, you're fasting. Now you're on travel. Okay, I'm going a long way. I've got a long drive ahead of me. I just need to, the necessity, I have to go at the end of the London, England. It's going to be a 7-8 hour journey. So I'm going to break the fast. Break the fast. And make it up. وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. Whoever is ill or is traveling, they count the days and they make it up. End of Ramadan. Allah wants ease, not difficult for you. Okay? So, if you're traveling, you will break the fast, break it, and end of the day, after Ramadan, just make it up, inshallah. You just do qada, no kafara for you. كما يدلنا على جواز الصيام في السفر صحته وإجزاؤه عن صاحبه إجماعا. طيب. The two hadith guides that it is allowed to fast while you're traveling, and is authentic, and you get reward for it as well. So you can be traveling and you can fast, and if fasting is valid, you get the reward. No problem with that, inshallah. So one prophet said to them, they're sinners because they're going against the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and أنهم قد شق عليهم الصيام, and they're burdening, fasting has become burden for them, because you're not eating, you're tired, you might be oppressing yourself by doing that. So the Prophet said, you are sinners, but you can't apply to every single person. He knew the hal of the Sahabas, and he told them off. قال شيخ الإسلام أجمع الأئمة على جواز الصيام والفطر في نهار رمضان للمسافر. طيب, Shaykh al-Islam said that, Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, the Imma, the scholars have agreed, it is agreed that it is allowed for you to fast or break the fast if you're traveling in month of Ramadan daytime. Okay, that's what we just covered. اختلفوا في الأفضل منهما. So what is the best thing to do? You're fasting, you want to travel. What is the best thing? Break the fast or continue to fast? Okay. فذهب أئمة ثلاثة إلى أن الصوم لمن أطاقه بلا مشقة ظاهرة أفضل. طيب. So Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi, they say that if you're fasting and you're traveling, it's a burden for you, best to fast. Okay, best to fast. وذهب إمام أحمد وأصحابه إلى أن الفطر في رمضان أفضل. Imam Ahmad says that, I follow the opinion, is that breaking the fast in Ramadan is better. ولو لم يلحقه مشقة, and even if he doesn't get affected by it, لما في الصحيحين أنه صلى الله عليه وسلم قال ليس من البر الصيام في السفر. It is not good thing to, right thing to do, right thing to fast when you're traveling. It's not good thing to do. And there's another hadith, إن الله يحب أن يؤخذ الرخصة. Allah loves for you to take the rukhsa, permissibility, which is allowance Allah has given you in a journey that you break the fast. Allah loves that. And إن الله يحب أن تؤخذ الرخصة. Allah loves those who take the rukhsa. A rukhsa Allah has given you, take it, break the fast, and you'll probably get the reward as well for the complete Ramadan, because you would have fasted anyway, and because you're a traveler, you're breaking the fast based on the hadith. Okay? وَمَا جَعَلَ لَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. And Allah hasn't made anything in the deen burden for you. So it's not a burden, break the fast. Okay, Allah wants ease. So, if you look at some of the hadith of Jabir, Anas, we've covered the Umdat al-Ahkam, and they say that hadith I've written down as well, inshallah. The hadith of Jabir, they said that we were traveling with Prophet ﷺ in month of Ramadan. Okay, سافرنا مع رسول الله فيصوم الصائم ويفطر مفطر فلا يعيب بعضهم على بعض. We were traveling with the Prophet ﷺ. Some of them were fasting, some of them weren't fasting, but we did not reprimand anyone. So even Sahaba will break fast. Some will fast, some will break the fast. But what is best, which Allah loves, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبْ Mahabba. He loves those who take the rukhsa. And that's, for me, that's the best thing to do. Break the fast and make it up later, inshallah. طيب إخوة جزاكم الله خير. We'll continue next week, inshallah. Any question that you want me to answer, inshallah. Yeah.
I know obviously when you're fasting, you're allowed to taste the food if you're cooking.
Okay, you got.
Now, I have a job where I have to taste water as part of my job. Now, obviously Ramadan is coming. I have to taste water, obviously, but I don't have to swallow it.
Okay.
The job is to spit it back out.
Okay. When it comes to tasting a food, you're allowed to do. The hadith is there. As you say, as long as you don't swallow it, it's okay. You spit it out. It should be okay, inshallah. Yeah. What breaks your fast? If someone fasting and put water in his mouth, does he break the fast? No, he doesn't. He doesn't break the fast until he swallows it. Once he swallows, they'll break the fast. Yeah. Yeah, you can taste it, inshallah. Yeah.
Also, brother asked a question. He said, what are the rules for fasting while traveling? He said from March 2nd to March 6th during Ramadan time he has to travel. So when he's traveling he doesn't eat, but when he lands there, does he continue his fasting?
No, we discovered it. I mean, if you're traveling and if someone is traveling in the month of Ramadan, he has a choice to break the fast or continue the fast. But if he continues to fast, okay, no problem with that, as long as he doesn't become weak and things like that. He break the fast. If he break the fast, depend. It could be on the plane. He breaks the fast. Okay, so if he's going from here to Saudi, 7-hour flight or 6.5 hours, depend when the flight is. Okay, if the flight is after iftar or either before iftar, after dhuhr, if the iftar comes in the plane, while he's in the plane, then he breaks iftar. He makes iftar in the plane, or if the flight is early in the morning, he'll be there before the iftar. He breaks it over there.
So he has a choice to fast or not?
Yeah, we just covered it. Yeah. So you can say to the brother, you have a choice to fast or break the fast, Hadith Hamza. But the most authentic opinion, best is that Allah loves for you to take the allowances, which is you break the fast. And you might get whole reward for whole fasting because of your intention.
And he has to make up later.
You make it up here.
My mom lives like up in Newcastle, so
Yeah.
usually I go to visit her, and inshallah I'm trying to go end of Ramadan. So usually what I do when I'm traveling, I do is fast. So once I'm there, I'm still considered a traveller, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not my residence.
Yeah.
So it'd be better for me to not fast, like to take the allowance.
Yeah, you're a traveler, you can take the allowances, but because you're already there in the house and then the burden is not there on you. So you just fast, isn't it? Yeah. It's talking about suffer. Suffer is going from one end to another end. While you're traveling, that's where the burden is. But once you reach the destination, then ease comes, isn't it? So I would say then fast, isn't it? Don't break it. Fast now, inshallah. Because you're in the house now, so yeah.
Okay, so during his flight, he doesn't have to fast.
Eh?
Basically, if he's that during the fasting hours, he doesn't have to fast. So he can just make up later, like on his flight day.
No, he makes it up. He makes it up. If he doesn't fast, you need to make it up.
So he has a choice on his flight day if he wants to fast.
Yeah, we just covered the hadith now, that he has a choice between fasting and breaking the fast. Yeah, but obviously scholars are different. What the best to fast or break the fast? Some says based on the hadith we just quoted now, to take the permissibility, break the fast. Rukhsa.
But when he lands there, he can fast. And
It depends when he lands, isn't it? But the one he misses it, he makes it up after Ramadan. After Ramadan, yeah.
But once at the destination, if it's easy, better to fast.
Yeah, fast, yeah. Because if you look at the hadith, talking about suffer. I think once you are if you end of your destination, when you're in the house and everything, then I think you have to fast. Even though you musafir, but the illah, the reason is journey, not when you're already there. Because the burden is lifted from you now because you've reached the destination. Yeah. Allahu alam. خلاص? Okay. سؤال.
Tanvi, do you go to Thursday classes?
Yeah.